Hello everybody, my name is RagingRaptor and I welcome you to a new World of Tanks preview video. And today we'll have two gameplays of the new and upcoming FV217 Badger. One being on this nice little piece of map, the Lake Wheel, and another one on Malinovka. And I will be doing a more detailed video about this tank when we get the armor stats, because I'm really looking forward to those armor stats, because it feels like this tank actually has not that bad of a lower plate. But the good thing is about this tank already, which I noticed, is it has 15 degrees on each side of gun traverse limits, 10 degrees of gun depression, 390 meters of fuel range. Plus it is almost 4 to 5 kilometers faster than an E3, with comparable armor and much better DPM. And so yeah, this is so far the FV217 Badger, and as you can see, it is a conqueror hull with some, well, it looks like boobs and a really funky looking gun. It is a 123, if I am correct, 23mm gun, and it has quite the good DPM, 3550 stock DPM. And as you can see right now, I'm trying to find a weak spot of the enemy, and I found it. And I just want to make a short little break here, because that is actually quite important. This tank frontally, from what I've seen, is quite durable. Like against AP shells, it's almost immune. Somehow though, a Stridswagen has kind of like DPM, like he can auto-pen me somehow, somewhere, I don't know. Again, I want to see the damage models first. But, and that's important, when you have a Badger standing on a sideways, you should not probably try to shoot here, because this is actually quite strong still. You should aim for here, which I did at the enemy, as you can see. And we penetrated him for whooping 524 damage. I'm sorry, Jesus. Something is wrong with my throat lately, dang. And as you can see, right now we are pushing through the middle, as many people of the enemy team are simply camping in the valley. And this is something which I love about this tank. It is fast. For being such a highly armored tank frontally, it is fast. It is faster than a Jack Panzer 300. Hi. It is faster than the magnificent E3, and this is something which I love about it. As you can see, if he turns too much to the side, you will see that I can have a green spot where I can penetrate. Then again, 480 damage, 272mm of AP penetration, and 325 with APCR. Okay, now I got a drop of water, and I do hope that I don't need to cough anymore. So far, I have to say, after several games, this tank, I'm looking forward to this tank. It is fun to play. And now we are aiming at the griller. We got still AP in it, but now we are loading some hash. 130mm, if I'm correctly, 130mm of hash penetration. Sadly though, he's already gone, as the Jack Panzer 100 really fought the same thing and loaded hash AG, it looks like. The reload time right now is 6.9 seconds with Brothers in Arms, Tank Gun Rammer, Vents, and Optics. Again, Optics, you have 445 meters of fuel range if you have Brothers in Arms and Vents. We are now moving forward to the enemy. We went for a sneaky D-track, because the accuracy on the move is decentish with a good crew. And yes, we hit that shot, we do another D-tracking shot, and now we say, you know what? Bro, you can't repair in time. And this is what we're doing. We're shooting into his side, angled towards the stage 2, and you can see our DPM is simply wonderful. Yes, no big deal, we get him killed, and we move on. Those 10 degrees of gun depression are simply amazing. And here you can see, I'm trying to find a weak spot with AP. Sometimes there are green spots, I need to again look into this further. But now we are loading HE, or hash rather. And I try, first of all, I try to destroy his gun. And second, now I try to find some spots which there are weak roof armor. And as you can see, I'm pretty sure that those hatches are quite weak. The same goes with the roof. So what is RagingRaptor doing? With Hash, he's shooting over here to splash on top of here. So we dealt a considerable amount of damage. Sadly, it sometimes doesn't work and we only made 8 damage. But it doesn't matter, we have reloaded Hash again, we make a snapshot on the move and 670 damage. Yes, our Hash deals 620 on average, and this pumps your DPM to astounding values. Again, in 6.8 seconds, you have around 1200 damage dealt if you penetrate with Hash. Sadly, I bounced that shot, and can we do one more shot on to the E100? Yes, we can. Another 492 damage, and the game is won in 5 minutes. 4,784 damage, 4k blocked, 1,130 damage spotted. So, that's a little mistake. This is the game. And again, I have to say this game was simply good. We could just push through the middle. We didn't care about the enemy Badger as he got spotted from us, again with the 445 meters of view range. Didn't really was necessary there, but it's simply amazing. And as you can see, the gun is really accurate. We have a 4,370 DPM right now with no premium consumables and no spicy, what are they called? Derivative consumables. We did the second most damage and, well, 20 shots, 19 hits, 11 penetrations. And we did a considerable amount of money. So yeah, this is the first gameplay. Let's jump into the second one on Malinovka. And here we are on Malinovka in an encounter battle. And I have to say this game is not really that good as the other one. Also, Suka. And it is actually quite interesting, and I want to show it to you because this tank feels like it's really vulnerable to HE. Again, as I said before, because of this particularity of those hatches and the roof being rather weak. Then again, I do have to say I love how this tank looks. And another thing which I had to see or notice is how weak the gun is in the matter of how fast it gets destroyed. Otherwise, again, it is rather fast. It has 1 HP per ton ratio better than the FV217, which, well, he replaces. And I think it has around 4 to 5 better than the E3. And again, I make a lot of comparisons to the E3 because they feel similar, even though they have different DPMs and different guns. And sometimes this gun is also a little bit of lackluster. 272 millimeters of AP penetration, 325 are not that great. Otherwise, we are aiming for the cupola of the new and upcoming AMX M454, which we also do some videos about later on today. And we try to go for the IS-7. There we go, the first shot, and we lose 380 damage because of the mighty, Type 5 heavy no-scale-to-plate tank. But I want to point out right now, the AMX M454 has only 280 millimeters of penetration with AP, premium AP, I have to say, I think. He bounces. The Super Conqueror has around 320 millimeters of APCR penetration, and he bounces. The only one so far which penetrated, well, was the HE Spammer. And there we go, the IS-7 is knocked down onto his part. We had a good shot into the side. We lose again our gun, and now suddenly the HE spamming is commencing. We did another good shot into the cupola of the AMX M454, which is a big weak spot of him. Like, if you can't stand hull down, this cupola will destroy your day. It's not like a cupola of the T110E5, which, well, was up to the point where they nerfed the idiot proof. There we go, we get obliterated legit by HE. We lose 218 by RT, another 220 by the AMX M4, and another 125. And, well, that's a little bit sad, but I have to say he is not unright. The Top Gun, which you need 63,000 experience to earn on the AMX M4, is seriously not good. We tried to do a blind shot onto the Type 5 Heavy with an APCR shell to puncture through that thick cupola. We get another 621 shot, And as you can see, I think either he hit here or here, I'm not entirely sure, but I think he hit here. And as you can see, the shot would have splashed to here, which is weak, as we established before, and here, and probably even up here, meaning he dealt 600 damage. We made a shot through the upper front plate of the IS-7 with AP, which is cool nevertheless. We're trying to get a shot onto the Conqueror, we get it into the side, and you can see this gun is ridiculous fast when it comes to aiming. Now it was a little bit annoying that the mighty WZ just went in front of us twice, and can we get another shot on the Type 4 Heavy? No, the WZ decided again to block the shot. Happens, it's not too bad, I didn't do any team damage. Sadly, we bounced the cupola of the Type 5 Heavy, but that's because of the 0 damage zone of his cupola. But we drive a little bit forward. Again, we have 10 degrees of gun depression. I need to emphasize this. It is such a beautiful thing to have those 10 degrees of gun depression. I think even it's one of the only tier 10 TDs which have such good gun depression. Well, obviously the Stridswagen has better, and the FV217 Stage 2, as he got buffed. And right now we get another shot into our side. We were not angled at all, meaning it will be an easy puncture through. And here I try to aim for the lower plate, and I do think that the lower plate, it's not super amazingly strong, like something like tier for tier the Defender or the Chrysler GF, but it's still good enough to bounce quite some shells. And I do also think that the lower sidearm is only 50mm thick. That's my personal guess. I'm not sure, it could also be 76mm, but we will see that in a later video when almightytanks.gg is going to update the damage models. Anyway, we try to do some more shots onto the enemies, but sadly now it won't be that good anymore. So I want to talk about the tank now in what I think, like those are my first looks at the tanks, and I do have to say I am looking forward to play this tank. The tank already got nerfed in the super test status, where they dropped the DPM by quite a bit and gave it from 420 or 420 to 480 alpha damage. I do think the 480 alpha damage is also something really cool, because it's something you don't really have in a game. You have a 440 damage gun, you have a 560 damage gun, 490 damage gun, but 480 is something new and it can roll for quite ridiculous amounts, which is cool. Then the 10 degrees of gun depression, the 15 degrees of gun traverse angles. Those things plus a decent speed make this tank really fun to play. And here we have it. We didn't got that much this game. 2100 spotting damage, 2900 almost damage dealt, and a steel wall medal. The winner of this game was sadly artillery, because oh well, it's really skilled to use clicking. No, just kidding. We did 18 shots, we did 13 hits and only penetrated 6. And I do have to say that this is again something which is, yeah, not that great of a deal. This penetration ratio, 272mm of average penetration, is not that strong for a tier 10 TD. The Object 263 has 290, which is workable, really workable with. But anyway guys, what do you think about this vehicle? Let me know in the comment section below. I thank you so much for watching, and I wish you a pleasant weekend and good luck on the battlefield. Bye bye!